Okay, so we finally made it to 1,000 subs. I am so honestly just surprised and just happy. You guys are awesome. I couldn't ask for a better community. You guys are great. Since we have hit 1,000 subs, I thought it might be appropriate to do a little bit of a Q&A, get to know me kind of thing. So let's just start off with the basics. In case you didn't know by now, I go by Mr. Chromatic. I'm 22. I live in the US. I am technically the oldest out of my siblings, and I do art. I hope to do it as a career. Growing up, I was drawn to a lot of different things. I was in band for a bit. I even considered theater once, but not for me. I even considered sports. But the only thing that really stuck with me was art. I do little doodles here and there instead of, paying attention in class. I had this one friend that we would trade papers and draw on each other's papers and then trade back and then draw on the papers. It was just, it's always been a good chunk of my life. But I didn't take it as seriously as I do now until about maybe 5 years ago. Maybe a little bit longer. I pretty much carried my sketchbook everywhere I went. I, for a very brief moment, studied under a tattoo artist. I picked up some very essential skills there and just started to try a lot harder and improve. Then, about 2 or 3 years ago, I decided to make an Instagram account and slowly grew a community from there. Which, if any of you have come from Instagram to here, I very much do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I still post there. If, you guys want to check that out, it's totally up to you. I post all of my pieces, both here and there, but a lot of my old stuff is there too. So, if you want to see some of my old stuff, you could go there. It's, again, up to you. Same name. Anyways, after I had made my Instagram and established myself a little bit on there, I decided it might be a good idea to go onto YouTube. It's pretty hard to grow on Instagram nowadays, and a lot harder to make a living there than it is here on YouTube, which is what I'm trying to do, is make a living through my art, make a career. I'd love to do either, illustration, animation, videos, something. But probably the goal that I have in the highest regard must be helping people with my art. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do it. I'm assuming maybe through animation, if I can figure out how to properly, write a story or do any of that stuff to get people's attention. But that is my ultimate goal. There are a lot of things I want to do with my life, but that is probably the zenith of it all. So for now, I'm just trying to improve like everyone else and try and give anything I can to help everyone else that's either in the same boat as me or trying to get into the boat. Let's see, a couple more things I'm into. I really, really like anime and manga. I've been a part of that community since around 2012. So it's been about 12 years. I just have such admiration for how they tell stories. There's quite a bit of interesting perspectives that they really play at. My favorite anime probably being Space Dandy. If you've heard of it, it's, a little unknown, I guess. But it's kind of grown in popularity. I think it came out in 2014 or so. But the animation is just godly. It's just, if you don't know what it is, go look it up. It's just that good. It's great. My favorite manga has got to be either like Berserk or maybe Chainsaw Man or Dandadan. And I started reading Vinland Saga recently, and it's really good. So now that I've spent 5 whole minutes talking about basic stuff about me, I guess, let's move on to these questions I've got here. So I went ahead on my Instagram, and even on here I made a community post and asked you guys if there were things that you wanted to know about me. So this first question here, and I've actually got a couple of the same question here of what inspired me to do art / what inspired my art style. I think in the beginning it was about like impressing people. I think that's what it was in the beginning. You know, I'd bring something home to my parents, and they'd tell me how much of a good job it was, and that just, it made me happy. So I kept doing it. But then things changed. When I watched TV shows, when I watched cartoons and anime eventually, I saw how art could not only make you feel things, but change you as a person. And I really admired that, and I wondered if I could ever get my feelings across like that. And ever since then, I've been on the grind. As far as my style goes, I would say when I technically first started, like in elementary, middle school, I wasn't really concerned with style. But I eventually had specifically, that anime only phase that a lot of people do go through, which is fine. It's a great phase. I really enjoyed it, and I still go back to it. Nowadays, I get really inspired by the people that I see on Instagram or Pinterest, fellow artists. That and anime still does inspire me, and so does manga. Space Dandy being a big influence. As far as motivation and passion is concerned, Space Dandy is my biggest influence. As far as art style is concerned, there were the big ones that kind of had a base layer for me was, like Loish, Sam Does Arts, Ethan Becker, all the like cornerstones, I'd say, of just like the surface level, like cornerstones of art, I suppose. And then there were people that I got to know personally on Instagram, being a good friend of mine, Cold Heart Art. She's awesome. If you can go check her out, please do. Her art is amazing, and she inspires me every single day. Along with one of my other really good friends, Sleepy Swan. Also, amazing person. Seriously, go check them out. They have a YouTube channel too. I'll see if I can link it in the description. I don't know how to do that. I don't know. I'll see. But honestly, everyone that I've met on my journey has really inspired me to continue. Even some people that I know will never notice me back. Like I said before, people like Sam and Ethan Becker and Wallop and Clarion DeLuna. I'll put them up on screen. Go check out their art. They're amazing. But it's also the people in my life that inspire me. My family, my friends, my grandparents, my mom. Really, they help me out so much. And I wouldn't be where I am without them. My friends, everyone that I've met. Even other people, other types of artists that don't do, that don't draw. Shout out to my boy Legacy the Kid. Great guy. Fire music. Go check him out. For the next question I have, it's, do you like digital art or traditional art better? And if so, why? So, I, like most artists, started out traditional. Sketchbook, pencils, even just, printer paper pencils, especially in school. That is what started me on my journey, and I will forever be grateful for that. But within the last couple years, I've completely transitioned to digital art. And the reason I even tried it in the first place is because my traditional skills were lacking color. For a very, very long time, I was very scared to delve into color. because the materials I had for it, the colored pencils and the endless amounts of Copic markers that I will not get my money back for, they are pretty much permanent. And it scared me. I didn't want to ruin the pieces that I spent so much time on. So when the option of digital art was presented to me, I took it and I learned color. And I'll be honest, I'm still kind of scared of, making mistakes with my traditional art. So far I have stuck with digital art. But I like both. I really do. And I do plan to go back to traditional every now and then, to see if my skills with it have dulled at all, which they probably have. But I'd love to paint a traditional painting, oil paint or whatever I can get my hands on. I have an easel and everything. I just haven't used it, and I don't really have the space for it. But that's an awesome question. Honestly, I feel like digital might be better for beginners because, again, you can mess up as much as you want and not be as discouraged because that mistake that you made doesn't completely ruin your piece. Or, who knows, traditional could be better because then your mistakes have weight and you actually learn from them. There's different ways of looking at it, honestly. All right, next question. How have you been? I've been here and there. If you want my honest answer, I've been thinking about life a lot. Artists aren't exactly always the, happiest bunch. But every time that I make art and that I post it, I share it with people and I see how they respond. Usually positive, but even if they don't respond positive, it still means that they see it, which is, it at least brightens my day a little bit. And you guys, you really do brighten my day. I couldn't stop smiling when I saw that I hit 1,000. It just blows my mind. I never even thought I'd make it to 100. Much less 1,000. That's insane. I never thought I'd be, good enough to get this far. And I've still got a long way to go. But you guys really make that journey worth it. And I appreciate you for it. So, all in all, I'm doing pretty okay. For the next question, I've got, when did you start art? Well, like I said at the beginning of the video, I pretty much started in, middle school, elementary-ish. But again, I didn't really start trying to improve until about 5 or 6 years ago. But I would say middle school is where I really got the art, part of things driven into me. Okay, we've got about 2 more questions. This next one being, where do you get all of your great ideas from? Well, I don't know about great, but, I get my ideas through everything, really. If I'm listening to a song and a lyric kind of jumps out at me, I'll, write that down kind of thing, The animation I'm working on right now is definitely going to have, a song in the background because that's the whole reason I made it, or I started making it. A lot of my art is inspired by the different things that I've gone through and the different things that I feel, because I draw all the time. When I'm in love, I draw. When I'm heartbroken, I draw. It's just, it's natural that your emotions bleed into things. Even if you can't talk about them very well, it still translates to the things that you do, your actions. All right, so the last question I've got here is, you have a YouTube channel? Yes, I have a YouTube channel. Wonderful, wonderful community that I've built up over the past, 5 months now? I can't believe it's been that long. That's insane. It feels so long, but such a short amount of time at the same time. It's, I don't know, it's pretty cool. Just saying, if you want to check it out, it's here. You can just scroll down and hit the sub button. Look, I just hit 1K. Might be a little ambitious, but come on. Anyways, Yes, I have a great YouTube channel. I just wish I could edit a bit better. So, those are all of the questions that I got from you guys. Hopefully, next time, if there is a next time, I don't know if you guys want me to do this again or not. Let me know, hopefully next time we'll have, just a couple more questions, and hopefully I'll be able to answer them a bit better. But, I'm an open book. I don't mind answering questions. So once again, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart to getting me to 1,000. You guys are awesome, and I hope that wherever you are having a great, wonderful day, or night, or afternoon. Anyways, see ya.